Okay, I'd like to do a little explainer on how you go about linking an internet identity to your OpenChat account. So first let's just mention why you might want to do this. So when you create an OpenChat account, as I will do now, you're allowed to use a number of different authentication providers, and we do this so that people have the flexibility to choose. So let's say I had created an account using Ethereum. I'll just go ahead and do that now. This is my local test environment, so things look a bit odd, that's why, a bit empty. So I've got my OpenChat account, I've created it with Ethereum, which was convenient for me, but recently OpenChat have started to introduce features that depend on something called verified credentials. A verified credential is a way for a user to prove that they possess some sort of credential, and that the process of proving it is moderated by, at the moment, the Internet Identity Authentication provider. So the example that we've seen recently is the unique personhood proof. So we've been asking people to prove their unique personhood using Decide AI's credential. And the process is that you go over to the Decide AI site and you prove your personhood, and then from within OpenChat you can either verify your unique personhood by accessing manually from your user profile, or you can attempt to join a channel or a group that's been gated using the unique personhood access gate. So the issue here is that in order to do that, we need to use internet identity to mediate between Decide AI and OpenChat to prove to OpenChat that the user has that credential. And that can only be done, of course, if you originally authenticated with internet identity. And that's caused a problem for those people who have registered, as I have just done, with a different authentication provider. So we're introducing a feature now whereby you can link an internet identity to your OpenChat account, even if you didn't register with internet identity in the first place. And this is how it's done. So it's integrated at the moment with the humanity verification, and it will kick in regardless of whether you initiate the check directly through your user profile or whether you try and do it while joining a channel or group and verifying via the access gate. So let's just click the verify button and see what happens. So this modal pop-up has changed now, and the first thing it will say, it will detect that I do not have an internet identity at the moment, and it will explain why I need one and give me the opportunity to link. So I click the link button, and the first thing it's asking me to do is to create or sign in with the internet identity that I would like to use to link to my OpenChat account. Now, at this point, if I don't have an internet identity at all, I can create a new one, or I can select one that I happen to have that I just didn't use to create my OpenChat account. The only important point here is that if we're using this for the proof of humanity check, it must be obviously the same internet identity that you use to do the humanity check over at the Decide AI site. So I click sign in. In my case, I'm going to create a new internet identity. Like I say, I'm on my test machine here, so it's nothing. There's nothing stopping me just creating as many internet identities as I want. And let's just skip through this. This is an old version of II that comes with a development environment, so don't worry if it looks a bit unfamiliar to you. Okay, so that's done. Back in OpenChat, now we're going to be asked to sign in with whatever authentication mechanism that we used when we registered with OpenChat. You can see it's presenting me with the correct option by default, because it's remembered that that's the authentication provider I used. If it doesn't remember, or if you've cleared your browser cache or something like that, you may see the full list. But it's important that you choose the whatever provider you used when you registered with OpenChat. If you get that wrong, it's going to tell you, but just try to get it right. So, and then sign in with Ethereum again, as I did when I registered. And now the final step is telling us now we're ready to link these two identities together, internet identity and the Ethereum identity. So click link. And that's all there is to it. Now we're through to the next step of proving our humanity, which is something you're probably already familiar with, because that's what's already out there on the OpenChat site today. I won't actually go through this process because it's not going to work in my local development environment, but this is where we would normally be starting the flow. And you only need to do this once, so I can cancel that. And if I then try to verify again, we see we go straight to the check here. We're not prompted about linking identities at all, because at this point the system is detecting that I already have a linked internet identity and it's going to use that. Another side effect of having done this linkage is that I can now, if I wish, sign out, and then I can sign in using either mechanism. So although I signed in with Ethereum before, it's now possible for me to sign in with the internet identity that I have linked. And we'll see that it's the same OpenChat account. So those two accounts are linked now. So we haven't yet offered any way to surface in the user interface the linked accounts that you have. We haven't got in the UI as yet any way to switch between them within the app, rather than simply just logging out and logging back in with the chosen provider. These are developments that we may well make in the near future. The main driver for this feature, though, is to allow people who registered with authentication providers other than internet identity to be able to prove their unique personhood, and indeed verify any other credentials that people might be using in their access gates. Okay, so I hope this helps, and enjoy using it.